The Milk White Dew, written by Rosie Young and read by Laird O'Keela.
Pooh, pooh. Me Minnie, me slew, me daddy, me chew. Me sister gathered me banes. Me sister gathered me banes, and put them tween twa milk-white stains. And I grew to a milk-white dew. And I took to me wings, and away me flew.
There once lived a widower who had 2 children, a son named Curly Locks and a daughter named Golden Tresses. With no wife, he was forced to leave the children by themselves all day whilst he worked. And so, afraid of what may happen with no one to look after them, he remarried. The children's new stepmother was an ill-tempered woman who had hidden her true nature from their father before the marriage. She loathed the children, and though their father soon regretted his choice of wife, it could not be undone. One day, the goodman brought home a hare to his wife and bade her make a soup for their dinner. The wife was a most excellent cook, but also a glutton. And so, as the soup boiled, she tasted it until it was all gone. Realizing what she had done, that she had no dinner to set before her husband, she hatched a wicked plan. She called Curly Locks inside from where he had been playing in the sun, telling him that he needed to wash his face before dinner. Whilst he was stooped over the wash basin, she took a hammer and struck him about the head. Curly Locks dropped to the floor and the wife slung him into the soup pot. The goodman soon came home and he, his wife, and Golden Tresses sat down at the table to eat. "Where's Curly Locks?" asked the goodman.
How should I ken?
Snapped the wife, and told him to eat the soup whilst it was still hot. They continued to eat in silence until the goodman lifted his spoon to see a little foot sitting amongst the soup. "This is Curly Locks' foot," he cried.
You're havering,
laughed the wife.
'Tis only the hare's foot, you see.
But the goodman had found something else. "This is Curly Locks' hand, my son's hand," he yelled. "I'd ken it anywhere by the crook in his pinky finger."
You mean to tell me,
said the wife,
you dinna ken a hare's hind foot when you see it?
Cowed, the goodman was silent and went back to work, confused and troubled. Golden Tresses, meanwhile, had watched this exchange and seen the truth of it. She gathered up all the little bones from the empty bowls and carried them outside in her apron, where she buried them beneath a white rose tree. Time passed, and as the tree came into bloom, those poor little bones grew into a milk-white dew that took to the sky in a flap of its wings. It came down to rest by a burnside where 2 women were washing clothes. It opened its beak and sang,
"Pew, pew. Me Minnie, me slew, me daddy, me chew. My sister gathered me banes, and put them tween twa milk-white stains. And I grew to a milk-white dew. And I took to my wings, and away me flew."
The women were amazed.
"Sing again,"
said one,
"and these clothes are yours."
So the bird sang, and in turn was gifted the clothes, which it tucked under its wing and flew away with. Next, it came to a house where a man was counting his coin, and sang to him as it had sung to the washerwoman. This man too was astonished, and promised to give the milk-white dew his silver if it would but sing again. And soon the bird had taken flight once more, clothes under one wing and a pouch of silver under the other. Last, the bird came to a mill and sang its song to the millers who worked there. They gasped and bade the bird sing again in exchange for their millstone. So the bird did, and the millers lifted this heavy millstone onto its back. The bird flew on with its burden and came finally back to its father's house. It alighted on the roof with some pebbles in its beak, and these it threw down the chimney. At this, the family inside leapt up from their seats to see what was the matter. Golden Tresses was the youngest and ran the fastest. Once she was out the door, the milk-white dew threw down the bundle of clothes at her feet. Next came the father, and the milk-white dew dropped him the pouch of silvers. Then, last, out came the stepmother, and the milk-white dew dropped the millstone down on her head and killed her. Then the milk-white dew took wing and flew away, never to be seen nor heard from again. With the gifts the dew had given them, the goodman and his daughter lived in comfort to the end of their days.